Happy Saturday storytelling. This is Karen from Shrooms and Shrugs. And for those who watch my Saturday storytelling, you might have noticed that there wasn't one last week. And there wasn't a post notifying that there wasn't going to be one because that leads to today's story. I got shingles. Apparently, between the fact that I had chickenpox as a child, some autoimmune issues, and stress. I didn't realize I was as stressed as I am, but Abilify and Lexapro do a really good job at masking me feeling stress. Here, let's start from the beginning. So, Friday, I am laying down for my nap, and I'm feeling a little off, but not anything major. And my beautiful little girl Jonah comes to be with me, like she usually does. And she begins licking and grooming me, like she usually does. And she starts to really concentrate on my forehead, and so I kind of push her away because it's feeling irritated. You know, cats and their sandpaper tongues. Go to work, everything's fine, not worried about anything. I go to bed Saturday morning when I get home, and I wake up around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, feeling like my head was on fire. And my fiance looked and he said, "Holy crap, your head is completely beet red." So we decide to go to urgent care. We go to Well Now, which is a crapshoot whether you're going to get a good physician or not. I did not. They diagnosed me with cellulitis, and they put me on an antibiotic that's usually for skin type of infections. I make a follow-up appointment with them and then decide better of it, cancel it, and make a follow-up with my actual primary. I get to see them on Tuesday. In the meantime, even with the antibiotic, even taking, yogurt and drinking kombucha, I'm not doing any better. There is something going on. I even asked, I had a feeling, and I asked the woman at the Well Now, "Do you think this could be shingles?" "Oh no, this is definitely cellulitis." Okay. But I just had a feeling because I had family members who had shingles, and it seemed like that's what it was. Well, I go to my follow-up, and sure damn enough, because it is full-on blistering rash at this point, I am told, "This is shingles. We're getting you on an antiviral and some gabapentin right away." Okay, so we're getting that taken care of. They just said, if you notice anything going on with your eyes, go to the ER immediately. Okay, will do. Wednesday night, I'm having dinner. And I hear from my daughter, "Mom, what is the matter with your face?" Insert picture from ER. Looking like Quasimodo, according to my sister, or Sloth from the Goonies. My face, especially around the bridge of my nose, my eyes started to swell up. So I go there, they do a contrast CT on my orbital lobe to make sure that the infection is not in my eye. It is not. Now, this particular ER, Nathan Latour, is not exactly the greatest, but it's better than waiting forever and a day at St. Mary's, and St. Mary's accusing me of trying to be looking for pain relief or pain pills, because that's a lot what that hospital deals with. So they just assume everyone going in there is looking for pills. So I try not to go to them if I can help it. So I go to Nathan Latour. And they tell me, they call the main hospital Albany Med, and Albany Med says, "Well, we're not going to help or give you any consult until we see her. You'd have to transfer her." Well, both the doctor and I agreed I was not in this. If the shingles were not in my eye, This is clearly some sort of reaction to something. I don't need to go to Albany Med and sit around in a waiting room for 16 hours to be told it was an allergic reaction, which was what my next thought was. So I do a follow-up with an ophthalmologist, and the first thing she says to me when she sees me is like, oh, you had an allergic reaction, didn't you? And we figure out I'm allergic to the gabapentin, the pain pills they put me on for the shingles. So I have to tough out the shingles for the rest of the time that I have it. Which I've got a couple spots left on my head, but it's slowly clearing up. The pain, there's still a little tenderness, but I can get by with Tylenol and ibuprofen now. But let me tell you, it was rough going with just Tylenol and ibuprofen for a little while. And for the first 2 days after the allergic reaction to the gabapentin, I couldn't have ibuprofen. I had to have Tylenol, and Tylenol didn't touch it. Shingles are no joke, people. And when I went to my final follow-up, and they found that I was doing much better, and the swelling around my eyes had gone down because I was doing what I needed to do to take care of the allergic reaction. And then they asked me, well, oh, would you be interested in the flu vaccine? I said no, but I'm very interested in the shingles vaccine. Come to find out, you can't get a shingles vaccine until you're 50. So, and I felt bad and I was upset, but then the nurse told me this horrible story about her daughter who's, after she got the chicken pox, she started getting shingles on her face every year since she was 7 years old, and insurance still won't let her get a I am so tired of Western medicine, insurance policy, bull crap. It's insane. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that's what happened to me, folks. I was fighting a virus in my system for 2 weeks. I did try to keep up with my short posts. I feel really bad about missing my story time, but you know, stuff happens. Real life happens. What are you going to do? There's nothing you really can do. I'm almost done with this scrap. I'm going to have to tie on another thing of yarn. I am making a yarn scrap shrug and getting ready for market. And that is all I have to say tonight. I hope everyone had a good week. I will be back next week, pending no more medical emergencies. And I will see you then. Bye.